to Adventure Keeps Calling My Name, our video channel dedicated to our love of travel and adventure and getting out there and living life the best we can. Tonight we're going to talk about, we just recently got back from a 14-day sailing to the Panama Canal from New York City aboard the newly reimagined Carnival Sunrise. Probably you have watched the series up till now. This is the kind of wrap up, final opinions, let you know what we thought overall about it. And we just have made up a really loose list of good things versus bad things on the on the Sunrise. I don't know why I said elation. We've never been on the elation.
So this cruise went out of New York City. So we got a room the night prior in New Jersey and got we got a shuttle over to the port.
From the hotel, through the hotel.
Right, and so that went real smooth. I was real happy with that. We stayed at, what was the name of the hotel?
Hilton Garden Inn in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey.
Yeah, and that was very smooth, actually.
Yeah, it did go well. They wound up having like a fleet of these vans come to pick up because it was their largest cruise group that was going to the port that they'd ever had.
Right.
So that was they were overwhelmed at check-in. There's no question about that. But
I was a little nervous the next morning that it would be a mad rush for a seat, but no, they had plenty of vehicles there.
Because they sent everybody at the same time.
Yeah.
Like every room that was booked for the cruise, the park and cruise package, everybody went at 10 o'clock.
It seemed like they had signed people to different drivers, and so he would come in and yell out people's last names and take that group and load them up and get going. So that was very organized. I really liked the way I'd definitely do that again.
Yeah, that did work out. That was probably the best package like that we've ever had.
Yeah, sometimes it's a mad rush for the van to get on there, but
right, and you have to sign up the night before, and you want to get that early shuttle, and and it's just a big mess.
And they got us there, what, 10:30 or 11 or something like that?
Yeah.
That went good.
And then if you saw on one of the other videos, we talked about our embarkation at New York City. There was some weird stuff with my sister not being able to stay with our group because she wasn't platinum and she was booked in the room with our daughters, but the daughters could come with us. It was just kind of weird. And then they didn't want to accept my two youngest daughters' passports at first. They had to do something special, but they get somebody that knows what they're doing to come over and say, hey, this is how you do it. Same thing happened with my sister. She had a passport card, and the person checking her in didn't think she could use a passport card, which we all know isn't true, but they got somebody over. Yeah. And then we waited and waited and waited to get on because they had some disembarkation issues too. So we got on late. We sailed late. As a result, our sail away happened during our dinner. And so they went past the Statue of Liberty while we were at dinner, and that kind of was a downer.
Yeah. Well, the kids and I went outside halfway through dinner just for 15 minutes to watch it go by.
But that was kind of...
But yeah, it was definitely delayed.
Yeah, and we had a terrible table in the dining room. It was in a really bad location.
It was a bad spot. Like behind a service island.
Against
the wall.
Against a window that looked out on a wall.
Yeah.
It was really weird. But that's just complaining about.
But I'd asked to be moved, and they said, no, nothing we can do unless you want to change your time of dining, and we didn't want late dining.
Because of the little girls and
just
stuff.
Just the way it was.
Yeah.
But we're going to go through the good things and then the bad things. So why don't we start with the good things?
Well, I think one of the good things was our room and our room location. We had a 4J interior cabin, but it wasn't really an interior cabin. It had a window that looked out at deck 3. So we were down from the Shore Excursion desk, which now they're calling Carnival Adventure desk. There was public restrooms, then a room, and then we were second, third, and fourth room from the atrium bar, basically. So that was a really good location. In the morning, my sister and I could go out through the atrium bar, up the stairs, and there was the coffee shop, and it was midship. So it was really nice, I thought. We had adjoining rooms for us and our girls, so that was great. We had plenty of room, plenty of closet space, plenty of dressers, brand new everything, because these are new rooms that have just been added to the ship. Great. Used to be part of the show theater, and we didn't hear anything. Like the theater and such was above us, we heard nothing. We didn't hear anything, did we?
No. Now we heard they had a couple events. I think 2 different nights out in the atrium
Yeah, they had several
where there was
events.
a lot of
Yeah.
yelling and screaming out there, where the cruise director was getting everyone fired up. But they usually wrapped up by 11, and that was fine.
Yeah. So I mean,
And
and
it was
really,
quieted
unless
down.
the door, you were opening the door, you didn't hear. I didn't hear them in the room. I did hear them
I
moving
could hear
deck
them.
chairs outside our window, though.
Right, they would do that every so often.
Yeah, but that was other guests, not necessarily the. But I loved. I would book those cabins again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly for the location.
Some other good things. The Blue Iguana is a Mexican-style restaurant on.
It was
what
on the
deck
Lido.
was it? Lido deck. That has good food, and I could eat a burrito every 2-3 days. So this is a 14-night cruise. So I went there, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 times on the cruise, mainly for lunch.
I have never gone there
You know,
on any of our cruises, and I don't know why.
the first day we sat right beside
Yeah,
it.
but I didn't get
You didn't
anything from there.
Well,
No, I don't know why I
liked
don't
it.
go there.
I
I
know
like
my
Mexican
sister-in-law
food.
liked it, so
Yeah, Serenity
good.
got stuff there.
right. So
Yeah.
that was good food.
Conversely, on the other side of the Lido was Guy's Burgers, and it was probably the worst Guy's Burger I
Yeah,
had.
the burgers were not that good this go around.
And it was reflected in the lack of line. There was never a line at Guy's Burgers, and that's so unusual.
Yeah,
Normally, you're waiting to get a Guy's Burger and fries.
yeah. I don't know if it's because it's 14-night trip. Everyone's like, oh, I'll get one later, or I've already had 3, I'm not getting any more, or what.
And it was a much older crowd. I would say we were probably on the younger side,
Yeah,
and we're in our 50s. Tells you something.
yeah.
So maybe they just don't eat burgers and fries when you're in your 70s.
That's true.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But the place we did like was the Italian.
Oh,
Place.
Cucina del Capitano. Yeah, we went there for lunch twice,
Mhm.
and that was really good. And one night we ate there for dinner,
Yeah,
and wow.
it was really good. They got a little bit different dinner menu, and it's actually a paid thing.
At dinner,
I think it's
yeah.
$15 for adults, and then $5 for kids.
For little girls, yeah.
Kids 12 and younger. But the food was very, very good. And,
It was.
And I was willing to pay the $50 or $60 it cost us to.
So with the
eat there.
adult, the $15 for the adults, we got an appetizer. So there was the two of us, our daughter Serenity, who was almost 16. We're all considered the adults. So we each got an appetizer, which left Belle and Betty June not getting appetizers. But we were going to share. So I don't know who decided, but they're like, oh, we brought this other appetizer for the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have 4 appetizers, and they're big. You can share them easily. And then we each got a meal, and my pasta wasn't ready yet when everybody else's was ready, so they brought me out something else to eat while I waited for my meal.
Another entree.
Another
yeah.
full entree. And then they brought my entree. It's like they're trying, and then there's dessert. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna say no to dessert.
Yeah, it's
though,
all included in the
know.
price.
And yeah, so it was, and everything we had was delicious. There was nothing that was in it that I would say I wouldn't eat that
Yeah.
again.
If you're gonna go for lunch, go early. Try 11:30. If you wait till noon, there's limited seating up there.
Yeah.
The people down at the buffet, a lot of times, that's one thing we'll get to in there, but there's limited seating at the buffet. They'll come up, they'll bleed up the stairs into the Italian bistro or restaurant there, and start sitting at those tables. So those tables get used up real
Yeah.
quick. So you want to get there early, if you can, 11:30.
And at lunch it's included, so there's no charge to eat there at lunch.
Right. Right.
And it was really good, really good. What's next?
Kids Club. We have 7, 11, and then our oldest daughter's 15. They all enjoyed their experiences at their kids club or teen club.
Yeah.
And so we've been on Carnival cruises where it wasn't so good.
Right.
And
Right.
but this one was a good one.
And it was a 14-night sailing, and it was right at the end of the school year, so there were not a lot of kids on the
I
sailing.
think they said there was 36 kids, 12 and under, which they said was real light.
Yeah, so they got a lot of personalized attention,
Yeah.
and I really felt like the youth workers knew them, and they knew us, and even the teen club guy, Don, he was from England, he had an accent, like he would see us across the room and wave at us as we're walking around the ship. So that was just really neat that I felt like it was really personalized for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to be the one doing the bad things, but I guess it's how it works. There's a hidden comedy club. And I think they move it every night. Like this one room is never in the same place twice. Because every time I try, when it's a comedy club, I should say, you can only go in one door.
What was the name of that little? venue.
I don't even
I
remember
forget
now.
now.
But so it was hard to find. You had to go into the casino and down the stairs to find it. Now we found it other times because you could use both doors, and after 14 days we figured out where it was. But it was there was no signage to help you find it, and
Yeah.
that get a piece of cardboard and a marker and make a sign with an arrow on it to tell you where to go to find it because it was hidden, and it became a joke among us and other people that, well, I wonder where they're going to put that club tonight because it's not going to be the same place it was last night. That was definitely annoying.
Yeah. Back to the good side, then we had several good staff people.
Camilo,
Camilo.
who worked 9 aft at the Tides Bar in the morning. We had the Cheers package, and so like that became, after Raymond and I went and got coffee, that became our general meeting place, was at 9 aft. And after the first day, Camilo knew us. He knew what we liked. He knew what our girls liked. Mm-hmm. And it was, again, really, really personalized service. Mm-hmm. Camilo took good care of us, and so we took care of him with tipping and trying to be generous of spirit and, asking him about home. And what somebody said, so Camilo, do you have a girlfriend at home? And he said, not that my wife knows about. I mean, that was hilarious. He had a really good sense of humor. He was a great guy to be around.
Yeah, so that's good. We had a room steward, Frank, who kept a room tidy. You hardly ever saw him, which is good.
Always full. That's
but
a biggie.
he did a great job on the third floor there. And our table waiter,
Jaka.
he was good. I think they had the staff overstretched. I think he was just in charge of too many tables.
Yeah.
A lot of times every meal was at dinner time was an hour and a half plus, and
Right.
that's just a lot of time to devote to food, at least for us.
Right.
Some people like to dine that long, but we don't. So I guess on the bad side, the waiter, I think, did his job as best he could, but I think Carnival was overstretching these guys and ladies. Mm-hmm. And giving them too many duties, and so it was hard to be really efficient because you're running around. Plus, I don't know how the kitchen service was doing, if they were keeping up with the orders, that type of thing. So that was good. Back on the good side, there was a showgirl, I forget her, Tiffany.
She was one of the playlist production dancers. She was beautiful.
Yeah, a nice girl, and she took a real interest in our daughters.
Our little girls,
and she would, whenever she saw them, she'd come over, give them a hug, talk to them about their day, or say something about what they're wearing, and she was just very kind to them.
What was the dance? Was it the 80s dance party we went to? Our 7-year-old discovered she loved to dance, so we did the 80s glow party up on deck, and then they had the after party down in the atrium bar. So we went there. Tiffany saw Belle and dragged her out there to dance with her. That was so cute, and Belle loved it. Belle loved the attention. So we talked about how much we liked Jaka, who was our waiter. Our next dog, I'm going to name Jaka the pup because I think that's such a cute name. But downside to the dining, besides taking so long, was the menu. A couple nights it was really good, and then most nights it was pretty weak.
Yeah.
We actually didn't go 2 nights on the 14th night. We didn't go to dinner.
Right. We just did the buffet, I believe.
One night we did the Italian restaurant.
Did the Italian restaurant.
Right.
The other night we did the buffet.
Yeah, and it wasn't just us saying that. Other people we heard other people mentioning that.
Yeah, repetitive or dishes that just weren't that appealing.
Right. It just, yeah. So the few nights the menu was good. The menu was really good. Yeah. The nights the menu was not so good, it was pretty bad.
And that could be due to the 14
It was
night
14
duration.
nights.
It's hard to come up with really innovative stuff every night, but that's their job.
Right.
So.
But back to the Italian restaurant we went to, that meal, our dinner meal, we just said was probably as good as eating at Palo on a Disney ship, which is high praise, because Palo is some of the best meals we've ever had. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I get to say something good now. The Alchemy Bar. Love the Alchemy Bar. It is such a civilized place to be, I feel like. The drinks are high-end and creative and fun, and we had Cheers, and every drink there is $11. That's a really good use of your Cheers package, and that became the place we met every night before dinner On formal nights, we would sit there and watch the beautiful dresses go by because it was on the way to our restaurants. Um, I just loved the Alchemy Bar. The staff there was really nice also. Um, and pretty much worked our way through the menu, trying something different every night.
Yeah.
So, Alchemy
good.
Bar is definitely on the good side.
Yep.
You got to do a bad thing now.
I will pick the casino walk. We were on the 3rd floor, so our dining room was also on the 3rd floor, our entrance for our dining room. But to get there, you could not walk from one end of the ship to the other directly. So we would go up to deck 5 because deck 4 you also could not go straight through.
The galley was in the way.
So you had to go up to deck 5, walk across the ship, and of course you're going through the casino then because deck 5, anyone who goes on deck 5 from one end to the other, you're going through the casino.
Through the casino, not beside the casino. Through the casino.
Through the machines is where the path leaves. So, you know, they permit smoking there, which, hey, that's fine. I don't really like the smoking thing because I don't want to smell it myself, but also I think it's not correct to make the employees breathe in the smoke, secondhand smoke, all day long. That's their job to be there, and they're waiting tables or whatever, taking care of machines, and they're breathing in the smoke too. So someone said, well, they don't have to work there. Well, I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But anyhow, I don't know what the answer is, but I just don't care for the smoking.
The point is, you know, we could make a choice whether or not to hang out in the casino or not. They can choose to smoke. We can choose not to be there. That doesn't matter. But we really didn't have much of a choice about going through the casino. Right. And I've been in places that had smoking, that had terrific ventilation systems, and you didn't, unless you were right up on it, you didn't know it. But this, walking through the casino, you smelled it.
So
and
that might be the answer. They should just improve the ventilation to pull that stuff out there, and everyone can still be happy then.
Yeah, because people are smoking, drinking, and gambling. The big trifecta. Yeah. So go for it. But it was gross. And it was inconvenient to have to go through the casino every time, too. Yeah. I heard somebody on an elevator say, this ship must have been designed by an accountant because you have to go through the big moneymaker to get anywhere. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it is. So that would, or the position of our room in relation to our dining room was just really inconvenient. Not until the last couple of days did we realize we can go down to deck 2,
and go
walk the whole way across the ship, then go up one floor and be where we want to be. And so that's what we did at that point. Right. But if you're on those decks 3 or 4, search around, find the best way to get there if you don't want to walk through the casino.
Yeah.
The theater, the new theater that they built, they did take some space out of the theater and turn it into staterooms.
Our stateroom.
Which, hey, is good on that side, but then the size of the theater is very small. So if you do want to see something there and you don't want to be sitting up on the top row up against the wall, get there a half hour ahead of time. You might be able to get a floor seat or at least a good side seat. But if you wait till 5-10 minutes, you're up against the wall in the back most of the time. So I'm not crazy about the way they have it set up. They have movable chairs on the floor too. So there's not really any place to put your drink or anything.
But they used that because different shows had different setups. So the night it was like the Roaring Twenties show, they had a couple of table and chairs set up down there.
And the performers actually came down the middle. And
so being smaller, it was a much more intimate setting, and the performers did come down into the audience and do different stuff. So, I mean, it just wasn't big enough for the amount of people on the ship. There was a lot of people. There was like over 3,000 people on the ship.
Yeah, and I asked one of the staff how many does this place hold. He said, he said 450 or something. So if they have 2 shows, that's 900. So that's less than a third of the people can actually watch the show on a nightly basis. That's going to maybe run into problems.
Yeah. And let's talk about cruise ship trivia. Or not, because I don't really like it. I love trivia games. I love those kind of games. And if we ever play Trivia Pursuit, you want to be my partner. I know a lot of useless information. But, those trivia games. I mean...
just the amount, the volume.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's just about all that's going on.
During the day.
During the day.
Unless you want to be out in the sun. I mean, and Friends trivia at 2, and Blues Brothers trivia at 3, and 70s trivia at 4. It's just, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get a new hobby here.
So,
Yeah, and probably the worst part of this of this cruise, was disembarkation.
Yeah, that was real messy.
And it wasn't just because they were making us get off the ship. This was the first time I've been ready to get off a ship after 14 days, but a 14-day cruise, 3,100 people, do the math on the luggage. It was a lot of luggage. And people put it out the night before. That's what we did, because, you know, there were 5 of us. We didn't want to drag it all off.
Yeah, we have smaller kids that can't pull their own stuff, so.
And they didn't have room to gather the luggage up at night and put it in a storage facility to take it off the next morning. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, there's still luggage in the hallway. And they couldn't let us off until all the luggage had cleared customs.
Which I don't understand. Why didn't they just at least gather it, maybe put it in the theater or something?
Put it by the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But so that was a real problem. So we didn't get off the ship until 10 o'clock.
It was easily 10 o'clock, if not later. And anyone who had a early flight was probably sweating bullets on that.
Yeah, so.
So I'm really considering doing the self-assist in the future. Depending on the makeup of our party and the luggage situation, I obviously can't take 5 suitcases myself.
And we tried to pack light.
Yeah.
Because being platinum this cruise, woohoo, they did laundry for us. So we had laundry done like 4 times.
I think 4 times.
So we did try to pack light. There's 5 of us, so there was just a lot of,
Right.
plus souvenirs. And so we had some good ports. We went to Grand Turk.
Yeah, Grand Turk was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We rented a golf cart. We went to Grand Cayman. We went to the beach. It was a beach. And then we went to Costa Rica, which we'd never done. We went to the sloth sanctuary.
Yeah,
that
was
was
nice.
That was a lot of fun. Costa Rica, I really liked Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm. We actually got out of the little cruise terminal that they have there in Costa Rica and walked around the city just for probably an hour or so, a few blocks around there. There's a nice park just adjacent there. So I would suggest if you have a chance and you're a little adventurous, go ahead and walk those few blocks. I didn't feel threatened or
Not
anything
at all.
like that.
It was broad daylight.
Right.
I mean, use your common sense, but it was broad daylight and there was lots of people around, so we didn't feel at all unsafe. And then we did a ship-sponsored tour in Costa Rica just because I wasn't familiar at all with Costa Rica. And then we did the Panama Canal, which was pretty cool as always.
Mm-hmm.
The ship's infirmary, I can give it a solid 2 thumbs up because I had to go down there with Betty Jean one day because she had an ear infection. Got great service, taken care of. The doctor was very nice.
Yeah.
So I felt really good about that.
Now that's another video we can do on travel insurance.
Right, right.
And we have a claim in. We'll see how it plays out. It was, I don't know, it was $180.
$185
I think, for the medication and the doctor's visit.
$125 to see the doctor and $60 for the antibiotic.
So we'll see how the cruise insurance pays off here or whatever. I forget who do we have it through?
It's tripinsurance.com who I get it through. I don't remember exactly which policy I had, but we always get the cancel for any reason policy, just because there's a lot of reasons you could cancel if we had to. His parents are older, our girls have specific medical needs. Just,
it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's usually not a whole lot of money. It's a few $100s.
Right. But we get it, and this is our first time using it, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that we want to add about this?
I've come to the conclusion 14 nights is a long time on the ship. Going into it, I was like, all right, 14 nights, that's going to be great. But you do start to get a little bit, I'm ready to get off towards the end.
But we did 14 nights on Disney, and I still wasn't ready to get off at the end.
So, but we had a good time. I don't regret going at all.
No, absolutely.
So
I would do it again.
I might just do a 10 or 12-day one in the future.
14 or 21 days.
We'll see how it goes. But we enjoyed it.
Yes. So, like I always say, adventure is out there. So go have an adventure.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.